Good afternoon. Round two of the Captain's Log today. Mika Bazley. How are you?
I'm doing great.
She is the founder of Krazy Krops, and it's based out of Naples, Florida. You are a woman in the entrepreneurial field of shipping produce, yes?
I am.
It's amazing. I love the idea. I know when you first started the company, I was really pushing for you. I wanted to see it be huge, and you're doing good things. It's been great. So tell me about what you're doing right now, how people can find you. Introduce yourself with a quick little bio, so I don't screw it up.
So my name is Mila, and I've been in Naples since '03. I have 3 kids that have, oh my gosh, they're my world.
Of course.
So we have always volunteered. And a couple years ago when Irma happened, we ended up heading out to Immokalee to volunteer because we were basically cooped up at home and just had nothing to do, you know, with everything that happened with the hurricane. It was hot, they were bored, there was no
I was shipping water cases out there, and you were out there giving them out. Well,
we went out there based on a Facebook post since we finally were able to get service at Barnes & Noble's. We headed out with the kids and saw a post that a church needed help. Interestingly enough, we bought like maybe a couple bags of food, canned food. And honestly, when we went out there was so much devastation. There were so many children that had so much of it. And I mean, the most basic thing that people were asking for, it wasn't even water, it was actually towels, so that they can use to lay on the ground and they can sleep at night. Because of the majority of the migrant workers out there have trailers, live in trailers,
right?
And they were not, they weren't able to sleep in them. So it was just pure devastation, and
that touched you.
100%. I mean, as a human being, you just kind of have to figure out a way to try to help. And I mean, obviously I can only do so much. So I connected with a lot of people in the community, organizations and gyms, and kept me busy. So
fast forward to today, and you started this business.
Through the relationships of that church.
Through the relationships of the church.
Exactly. That's the only way that I would have really learned where my food came from. It was primarily because I was helping all these people, and although I spoke Spanish, it took a while for them to trust me. And through those relationships, I learned about the farming industry, about why they were farming, where they came from, where my food came from. I walked farms. I met oh man, it's amazing when you find something that you truly feel that you're passionate about. You just want to do whatever you can to help.
And your entrepreneurial spirit said, I see this as a business.
Believe it or not, I thought about a nonprofit route, but I think more of a bigger impact. Listen, like, it takes money to be able to help on a much bigger level. It really does. So from that perspective, I ended up doing my research, invested some money into the platform, and here we are.
And you built a platform that basically takes, let's explain it so that people know.
Sure. So approximately 20 billion pounds of produce every single year, as per the United Resource Defense Council, goes to waste because it grows up on a farm and it actually doesn't get a chance to leave because it's too ugly.
Right. And that's where you came in.
Exactly. And so the concept is kind of still out there. It's growing. We're eventually going to expand into Lee County, but for now we just pretty much focus on Ave Maria and Naples.
Okay.
So it's
and what you do is you take those ugly produce that are 100% perfect. They just may not look exactly like a supermodel fruit.
Well, they're nutritionally as done. They're nutritionally
the same nutritional value as everything on the shelf.
Exactly.
But they didn't make the cut because they were ugly.
Exactly. They're just not. You've got the curvy cucumber versus a perfect looking cucumber, the ugly tomato, just because it may have a little scar, the heart-shaped potato, just anything that isn't absolutely perfectly round. It's based on size, shape, and color. So those standards are ridiculous to me. I mean, it's one thing to apply beauty standards to us, right? We get groomed.
Well, some of those are ridiculous too.
Let's talk about that. No, but you're right. Yeah, and it's nature. It's, your eye is trained to go after the most beautiful thing. It's you do it, I do it, but why apply that to a potato that you're going to chop up anyway?
Correct.
You know, so
they make mashed potatoes.
It make mashed potatoes, right?
It makes no sense.
It makes zero sense. So
well, there's people starving all around the world. We're throwing away stuff that just doesn't look amazingly perfect.
Exactly.
But has the same nutritional value.
Exactly.
So you said, I'm gonna find a way to sell this stuff and fix this problem.
That's how the idea started.
It is.
That's exactly what I thought, and it's been. I have to be honest. It's been very
challenging
interesting, challenging, difficult. I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I started this. I just had an idea, and I'm kind of still.
None of us do.
It.
We're entrepreneurs. We just start things.
Yeah.
If you have all the knowledge and all the information, somebody would have already been doing it, and you've been working for them. That's why you started something that hasn't been done. There's a few people doing it across the country, right? But you're the first person for sure in this area.
In Southwest Florida,
yes.
I am the first ugly produce home delivery service.
Right.
That is correct. So we do both organic and conventional, and like I said, it's slowly taken off. We've had a lot of community support. I mean, like all the newspapers, the magazines, they're picking us up, which is amazing.
Yep.
And actually, we've got one of our customers online right now.
Oh, that's great. Hi, guys. We appreciate the business. Thank you for thank you for buying Krazy Krops.
Krazy Krops.
And then how did you come up with the name Krazy Krops? So it's with a K.
It's
Krazycrops?
It's Krazy Krops, all one word. So I don't usually, I'm not lyrically inclined, nor do I have a good sense of playing on words. It actually came up from my son, my 12-year-old, came up with the name.
That's great.
We came back from volunteering in Immokalee, and we were in the car singing. Basically, that's what we do when we come back from Immokalee. It's a long drive.
Okay. You sing in the car. I sing in the car.
My kids and I blow it up.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Katy Perry all day, every day.
Really?
Are you kidding me?
We should have like a sing off.
We should.
Yeah.
Kids and all.
I would like that because my kids love to sing in the car too.
Yeah.
And we make up songs, different genres. Like we'll say like, okay, you have to sing about sunshine in a rap, and then we have to rap about sunshine.
Oh my God.
And then everybody in the car gives us a rating.
That's awesome.
And then the next song would be like, we have to sing about my underwear. Mm-hmm. And you have to sing it in opera. And you have to try to sing opera. So we do this all the time. And it's very fun.
It's so fun.
So you might not want to challenge us. I mean, we are, we're taking it to the next level.
Epic fail on my end, for sure. Like I don't go that deep. I actually just play.
We're terrible. We just do it for fun.
It's you shouldn't even hear us. I mean, we're that bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's those memories that you create with your kids that they'll remember.
And they love it when they get in the car. Dad, can we play the game? Can we want to sing?
Yeah, exactly. And then we stop for ice cream, and then we just keep going. I mean, I don't know. It's awesome. They're growing up so fast, and you just kind of try to keep them with you, hanging out with you. So
absolutely. Yeah. So one of the challenges I think that you've been facing, obviously, is the distribution end, right? With the shipping and that's a pain, right? Oh my God.
So I think it's more time.
Okay.
I realized, so basically I've had a full-time job. I'm no longer doing that starting this week. So this is my first real week.
This is your first week where you're going to be crazy cropped all the way?
All the way. And
my God, that's exciting.
There's a liberation, part of it that I'm kind of fighting right now. Like I have too much freedom.
Yeah.
Like I need you to tell me what to do.
There's no freedom. You should be working every day, every minute.
Meaning that you have to be the one to create the concept. You have to strategize. You have to plan your day. You know what I mean? And those types of, that aspect to me is foreign, but it's exciting. And I had so many opportunities that were missed because I had a job. But at the end of the day, somebody's got to pay the bills. The kids have to eat.
Of course.
And it is what it is. I'm
so
human.
You're taking the jump, the leap of faith right now.
I'm taking the leap of faith.
Congratulations. I think that's great.
Terrified as all get out, but you know what? It's there's no turning back, and I'm gonna.
But that's gonna drive you. You
it's
have to have 100%. A little fear.
It's so scary.
It is?
It's so scary. Yes.
You'll be fine. It's going to be great.
I mean, I'm putting this out there, but yeah, it's absolutely scary. And I feel that it's going to, I have a lot of help. I have a lot of support.
I think you should do as much promotions and get as much publicity as possible. Mm-hmm. Right now, that should be your goal. I'm going to go out there and tell everybody about it, because if you have the best hamburger in the world and nobody knows about it, then nobody's ever going to buy it and taste it.
Isn't
so
that
you got to tell people.
But see, that's who you are. That's you remind yourself of that every single day. Like you have all this confidence that I don't.
I just have to. I have a lot of people relying on getting a paycheck every day, and if I stop the drive, then those families are gonna, they'll suffer. They're relying on me to make sure that the ship keeps cruising in the right direction.
That's amazing. How does that feel? Like, to know that you are basically taking care of all these people and they're relying on you. I mean, they're kind of looking up to you,
I mean, it's rewarding. It's also stressful. I mean, your day never ends, so you'll realize that you may have a job where you clock in at 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. and you're done at 5, and you go home and you take care of the family. But when you're working for yourself and you're an entrepreneur and you have different hands in different places, like, it just doesn't stop. And your family have to accept that culture. Like, they have to buy into the fact that, oh, well, Dad is hanging out with us, but if he has to do something, like, he still has to do it. And then they enjoy, like, actually eavesdropping on my calls or getting involved in, like, hey, how did that go? Did that conversation go the way you wanted? So like, they have to buy into it, and they have, like, they've grown up in that culture. And now I think your journey is going to have to also recreate that with your family, because it's going to have to happen. Like, you can't just punch out now.
There's no way.
Yeah, there's no punching in, there's no punching out. It's just a life.
Exactly. And I feel like I see that with your kids. So even with all of your posting, like, your kids are so incredibly, they back you up, they support you, they laugh with you, and I'm sure that they've seen you go through your ups and downs.
Absolutely.
And it's like, they're understanding that work ethic that comes behind, what you're doing.
Yep. And even when we fight, like, I still have arguments. They're kids. They need to be, disciplined and punished or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, it's just a love, and they know that we're there. And when we're doing stuff together, then it's all about, us as a family, even though it may still have to do with work. Like, that's how it works.
Do they tell you what to do? Do they give you ideas?
Yeah.
Do they tell you
I want
something wrong?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and I actually have a little deal with them this summer where I'm hoping that they stick to it. They're going to work at the club.
Okay.
But they also want to work now with my podcast, and they want to do a lot more recording.
Okay.
They want to be taking pictures. They want to do more filming. And my son just started getting into editing some of the videos, because I edit the videos. I don't edit as much as I should, but I edit enough to get the videos up, and so it looks like okay, right? There could be so much more I could do. Like, I could spend days on each video, and I literally only spend like an hour or two doing the video, just because I want to get it up and go on to the next thing.
So you focus on content, basically.
I have so much content that I haven't even put out there that I filmed, that I just get backlog. I'm like, I don't even have time to do anything with it. And so I have people that started recently asking me, hey, can I get involved, blah blah blah. So I started kind of giving out little projects. Here's this 1 hour reel, and can you get 5-10 minutes out of it that really looks good? And so I've been doing that.
That's awesome.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
Because I get to meet great people like you. I was fortunate enough to meet you almost, a year ago almost?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been about a year. And
you've been working on this project for how long?
We officially launched October.
In October.
So we officially launched October, made our first delivery towards the end of October. And I mean, everything that could go wrong went wrong at the beginning. And
I gave you some advice. Did any of my advice work?
When I listen. When I listen.
Yeah, because you thought I was full of it.
Because I have to listen. Yeah, in order for me to actually do it and execute, I have to listen to you, right?
Yeah.
And I don't.
Of course.
I
typical.
Yeah, it happens. So but
is that the Latina side, or is that just
it is.
Yeah.
It's we just
because you're strong-willed.
No, it's not just that. We need a little bit of drama. We need to just kind of
you like the
banter
excitement
a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that everything that could go wrong went wrong, but I think it was a learning experience for me. I needed to learn that at that time to make sure that I didn't,
of course,
create the problem again. I think more than anything for me right now is learning to work with people, seeing the value that each one of us brings to something. Like, I know that I'm not a technical person as much. I know that I'm not that great of a manager, so I have to rely on somebody else. I'm kind of like that book says, E-Myth. There's like 3 people in every entrepreneur: the technician, the manager, and then the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur person is more the one that is always creating chaos. You're envisioning things, you're connecting the dots, but then you need a manager to reel you back. And and just kind of say, well, in order for you to do that, you're going to have to take 20 steps. And I'm just beginning to see and connect the dots on that. And so,
and which one are you? Do you like the 20 steps, or are you the person that just has the ideas?
I can't take it. I have too many ideas in one day, and now I have a little book on next to my bed for me to write all these ideas.
And do you write them down?
No, not always.
No,
but
that's
sometimes.
why I do the video. I record videos to myself, or I send them to people as messages, because it's just too much for me to write down. I'll just send them a live video.
Yeah.
And then I'll actually look at the videos later. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a good idea. So I'm working on something else too right now.
You are?
Yeah, I don't know where it's gonna go, but I got this idea last week. And
just last week.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
So I'm looking at different manufacturers now. It's something I'm gonna create. I'd like to try to sell it maybe for the holiday, for Christmas.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
It's not, I haven't made it public yet, but if it happens, I will let you know.
You know?
Because you need one.
I need one.
Yes, what I'm going to be building. It's a secret on the Captain's Log. You can't know all the secrets, guys.
It's coming up. That's all you have to
So
know.
how can anyone order some Krazy Krops? Because they need it, and the delivery is in the Naples right now, right?
So it's in Ave Maria. It's in a 2 zip codes in Bonita Springs. And then we're delivering to primarily North Naples and Central Naples, with 1 zip code in South Naples.
Okay.
So we're slowly expanding.
But they go to your website.
So they go on to, you're right, exactly. So you go, it's an online platform. So you go online, you go onto KrazyKrops.com, you subscribe.
That's with a K.
And that's with a K. That's KrazyKrops.com. You subscribe. You go through a simple 3-step process.
Yep.
And on Sundays, you get your email, in which case you can then customize your order. So we deliver these boxes fully customized to our clients' needs. Obviously, our goal is to end food waste at the farm level. So we don't want you guys to order something that you're not going to need. So as soon as you get the email, you customize your order, and you get your deliveries on Friday or Saturday.
And what can my order look like?
Sure.
So on Sunday, I get the email, hey, Captain Brien, Krazy Krops in the house.
Yeah,
we want to send you a delivery. What can I do?
So you go onto the website, you log on to your account.
Yep.
Everything is done completely online. So we created the technology to be very user-friendly. It's almost like shopping on Amazon.
Okay.
You take away, you add on whatever you want within the approximately 20 options that we have. And obviously, we just partner up with the Taste of Immokalee. We're so happy about that. We're now actually selling their salsas.
Oh, wonderful.
So we have everything from microgreens and different local vendors that we're working with. You log on. Let's say, for example, you're allergic to mangoes. You take the mango out of your box by removing it and subbing it out for something else. Pineapples, mangoes, you got strawberries when they're in season.
And it's how much per week?
So a small box costs $15.
Yep.
So obviously the goal with this too is to save you guys money on your produce. We want everybody to be able to eat
$15 box that you guys are going to ship to my house is going to cost, is going to cost me how much at the grocery store?
We save our customers between 10 and 40%.
Yep.
Depending on the item that
on every delivery.
On every single box, yes.
Yep.
On every single item that you are actually purchasing from us, your cost savings is between 10 and 40%.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's huge because we're able to acquire it for less, and therefore we want this food to actually make it to homes within our area. So yeah, a small box is $15 up to 9
like a small
food.
box, an average small box will contain what?
It'll contain 1 green.
Okay.
This week we are sourcing ungraded bok choy from an organic farm off of Immokalee Road. These things are delicious. You can, it's all carb free, and it actually does fill you up. It'll contain up to 4 fruits and up to 5 different varieties of vegetables, depending on what we're able to source from the different packing houses.
And this is year round. You ship year round.
We deliver.
I love it. I always say the wrong thing.
Yeah,
you get very specific about this.
So shipping entails you having to pack something and putting it in a shipping container for you to
You do not do that.
We are not shipping yet. We've been asked to start this concept in other areas, especially Sarasota. So we're visiting that idea. But right now our concept is a hub center concept. So we deliver. So again, like I said, the small box is $15 for up to 9 pounds of food. The medium box is $18 up to 13 pounds of food. And our larger boxes, which is for anyone that loves our vegans, we have a huge vegan following, is $24 for up to 19 pounds of food.
Okay.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It is.
A lot. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going more in the organic route, and that will eventually come out. We were hoping to have it by now, but it'll come out in a few weeks.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, we're excited to watch you.
Thank
and
you.
On Instagram, it's the same thing, Krazy Krops, yes?
Krazy Krops, one word.
Okay, well, my guest Mila today is kicking some butt in Naples, Florida, and I'm gonna keep watching because I'm very proud of you and I support you. And anytime I can help you, please let me know.
Definitely.
Guys, go to KrazyKrops.com, get your produce, and this is the Captain's Log. We're out. Be good.